So a lot of people ask me, Arthur, how is it that you're so confident that you can literally, just go and talk to anybody and you present in front of all these CEOs and you jump off buildings and all these things? What they're really asking is not about my confidence. What they're really asking is, how do I have the courage to basically be myself? Because a lot of times, that's what we want to do. We want to really be that person that we know we can be. And oftentimes that confidence is essentially what's lacking. And it wasn't easy for me, but it was not an internal thing. It was about the feedback that I got. See, the feedback that I got when I was a kid was that I was a stupid kid because I was in a special kids class, that I was a nerd because, well, basically nobody would really kind of pay attention to me and called me a nerd all the time. And so this kind of feedback definitely affected my level of confidence. And in fact, from a perspective of learning and the attitude of having confidence in being intelligent, well, that came from one teacher who sat down with me and gave me an opportunity to show a different way of doing things, but still getting a result in front of an entire class of peers. And so after working with this teacher, I was able to, after about 3 weeks, kind of, be able to do math in a way where the peers, the people in my class came up to me and would say, "Hey, Arthur, can you help me with my homework?" And I'm thinking, oh my gosh, these people think I'm smart, because the entire feedback that I had been getting was that I was an idiot. But that changed my direction, and it changed my potential, and for that matter, my confidence about what I was capable of. And of course, as a nerd, the very, very first time that I ever asked out a girl, she started laughing uncontrollably. And that kind of crushed me. But that was the problem, was that the feedback that I was getting was essentially creating that negative confidence. So what I did, after kind of figuring out that if I didn't ask girls out, that I'd probably end up being old and alone, was that I created a different way of not overcoming fear, but of embracing the fear. Because if you have fear, you don't take the actions that'll actually help you to get the confidence, which basically means you're not going to be confident because you're constantly afraid to take the actions so that you'll get the feedback that will actually help you to be confident. Does that make sense? Anyway, so what I created was I redefined failure, because I wanted to be able to ask girls out, but I didn't want to feel totally messed up every time they would reject me. So I said, okay, what does rejection mean? And I thought, well, if I ask a girl out and I get rejected, then that means it wasn't meant to be. But I thought, well, that's not really that powerful. It doesn't really motivate me. But I thought, okay, if I ask a girl out and she rejects me, that means I save time because I don't have to go on a date. And if I don't go on a date, I also save money. So if I get rejected, I save time and money. And I thought, wow, okay, I can get into that. But then I had to also redefine success. See, because the success element is also important. If it was, oh, I have to get the date, well, that probably wasn't going to be happening, and I'd set myself up for failure, which would reduce my confidence. The feedback would be wrong. So what I would do is I said, okay, having the courage to ask a girl out is my success. But then I thought, oh, I could cheat on that. So I said, okay, having the courage to ask out only the really smart and pretty women, that was going to be my benchmark. And that was how I would define my success. Not whether they would say yes or no, but literally just having the courage to do that. So now I was setting myself up to get feedback that was positive in order to give me the results. And what happened was that I'd start asking all these girls out and I'd get rejected. And because I would consistently feel like, yes, I saved some time and money and I had the courage, I felt good. I was getting the right feedback in order to build my confidence. And after about 5 months, interestingly enough, because I had built a lot of confidence, a lot of these women started saying yes. And see, this is where we oftentimes don't think of the power that we have in designing the feedback that will give us the potential to be the person we want to be. And a lot of times, for example, by simply being of service, by simply helping people, you realize, wow, I actually can help people. I am in a situation where I am making an impact. So by just simply taking the initiative to say, hey, I'm going to make this impact here, or I'm going to make this impact here, that's a decision that you make that's going to give you the feedback that's going to help you to be confident. So this is Arthur Kermazzi, wishing you great success.